take that spooky, ridiculous particulate filter away from my car. No, that's not good, is it? I just want to say that it's rubbish. They destroy the sound, but they save the planet. How's that? Let me help you to decide if the Spyder is the right Porsche for you. Do you find it stressful or humiliating to fold down the top manually? Do you find it difficult or perhaps uncomfortable to enter the vehicle with bucket seats? Or do you feel that the manual gearbox is discouraging? Then this is not the car for you. It is simple. The 718 Spyder is a proper GT car. Well, it's focused on the drivability and the performance of the vehicle in comparison to the Boxster, and that, ladies and gentlemen, makes this the best B-road car on the market today and bringing in the nature to the art of driving. Spectacular! I was extremely lucky. I got the opportunity to select between the 718 GT4 and the Spyder. So then, why did I select the 718 Spyder? Just like the 981 GT4, this is one of its kind, the first one. Remember, you had the 996 GT3, that was the first GT3. The 981 GT4 was the first GT4. The Spyder was the 718. What I mean by that, please bear in mind, 981 Spyder was, a Boxster with another engine. This is a proper cooperation between the 718 team and Porsche Motorsport. Motorsport department has done the chassis and the aerodynamics, and that sets the prerequisites. This car was developed parallel with the 991 Speedster, for crying out loud. And over the years, there has not been many convertibles being at the Motorsport department. Ooh, heavy braking. I don't feel much difference between the PCCB brakes and the regular brakes. Ooh, and the chassis, I have driven the 718 GT4 a lot, ladies and gentlemen, a lot. And I don't feel any differences between the cars. They are equal. Well, this brings the nature into the driving that the GT4 are lacking on. But whoa, what a driving machine! Woohoo! Yes! That's why I selected the Spyder, because I think it's a much more unique car in comparison to previous Spyders and the GT4s. On top of that, we have the entire history with the Spyder, and that's why I have replaced the original badge with one from the 550 Spyder that originally is gold, but I painted it black to match my silver and black configuration. On top of that, I'm not sure a car could get much beautiful than the 718 Spyder. The adjustments from previous model, as usual, are modest, but makes a huge impact. Look at this vehicle. It is the art of car design, if you ask me. That's the most common question I get, or comments, when I drive the vehicle and someone approaches me and says, what a beautiful car. And I think they are right. For me at least, this and perhaps the Taycan is the most beautiful car on the market today. I must admit that I'm started to fall in love deeply to this car. I'm gonna admit right away that this vehicle is actually just a stop on my way to the 992 GT3. I'm not gonna, hide that from anybody. But I started to doubt, because just the other day I was driving against a 991.2 GT3 with a PDK gearbox, and on a straight line with the manual gearbox I could keep up with him. You think about that, what this creation is, and I actually thinking about going to measure the number of horsepower, because this, ladies and gentlemen, are not 420 horsepower. This is much more. This is 991.2 GT3 power. Ooh. PTV, Porsche Torque Vectoring. Standard on the Spyder and GT4, but I'm going to explain why it is so important to have the PTV equipped on the 718. So this is an overview of a corner. Here we have the back wheels, front wheels, and we're turning in. So moderate braking is applied to the inner wheel that creates a propulsive force on the outer wheel, making the car more agile in the corner, helping the front wheel to steer in the vehicle. A must have. It's like bang, you know, 718 PTV is the thing. I am super happy the way I have optioned out my vehicle in black and silver. Link below if you want to see all my options. I believe that there are some attributes that I should just have left from the GT4 over to the Spyder. The steering wheel, sport chrono watch, and believe it or not, the greyish rev counter, because I've been driving a lot of GT4 lately, and I must admit that I don't have any difficulties to read out the revving, and it looks much better. But these chromish details on the Spyder, they could have left it out to get the proper GT feeling that this car deserves, just as the Speedster. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. The Spyder has a proper GT chassis, no question about it. This is a huge step forward in comparison to the regular Boxster. I have started to use drugs. Lind's Racing Road and Track. Disclaimer, everybody that follows me knows that I have been given these from Lind's, but please check my review and you will understand that I'm not an actor. In comparison to my Cayman T towards the Spyder and GT4, it's not much different, just as I predicted. This turns any Cayman into a GT car, but remember, the chassis that has been developed on the Spyder and GT4 is more about adjustments. You will get more performance out of your Spyder and GT4, and it is very sensitive to the adjustments that you make. But for real, Andreas Preuninger, get ahead of yourself and install a proper damper. We're paying a lot for your cars. Then we have the exhaust sound. I actually appreciate the 718 base model sound better than in comparison to the 718 Spyder. Well, actually, I think it is intoxicated by the particulate filter or something. Remember my GT4 review? If you haven't seen it, then please have a look, because there I talk about the exhaust. Well, actually, I talk about the good old days when there was a motor and plumbing, and these days it's a motor and a chemistry factory. But there is a lot of things taking under consideration before you just change your exhaust. It is a complicated task fixing the exhaust sound, but be thorough selecting your exhaust supplier. Ask questions about the back pressure, valve control and installation. And then we have the Volkswagen purchase department that sets the prerequisites of the performance of your 718 Spyder. The tires. Remember what I always said, the conductor of the art of driving is the tires. And it should be a cost-free option which brand to use. I was lucky to get the Michelin Pilot Sport, but I actually want the top of the line from Michelin, the Track Connect. And if you haven't seen the video where I fitted the HRE wheels, saving 12.8 kilo on unsprung weight and fitting the Track Connect to my vehicle, please do. I have been driving the car stock to give you this review, and I have highlighted the things that I do not appreciate 100%. I'm gonna address all these issues one by one, starting to fit back my HRE wheels. I just have to pull out the seat once more to discuss an even more important topic. I started to get quite angry with all the debate on the internet. There will be as many as you want produced of the Spyder and GT4. That is not true, ladies and gentlemen. There will not be enough vehicle to the demand. I am struggling to get more and more vehicles to Sweden, but I believe that There will not be more cars delivered for this season 2020 to Sweden. There will be one for the next season, but this year it is closed. The first vehicle to US, for crying out loud, just arrived days ago when this is recorded. Therefore, if I compare the number to the 991.2 GT3, they are extremely similar. Today, when this is recorded in May, we have 37 Spyders in Sweden and we have 140 GT3. And I believe that these numbers will equal up if we add the GT4. Actually, when we add a GT4, out of 10 sold cars in Sweden, 6 are GT4s and 4 are Spyder. And perhaps those two combined will be more than the GT3, but it is not full access. Therefore, go to your Porsche center, say that yes, I would like a vehicle, and hope and cross your fingers that you will get one. I sincerely hope that they will prolong the production, let's say half a year or 1 year more, to fill the market with significant car, especially the Spyder, so we can enjoy the GT car experience without the roof. For me, this interior that the Spyder GT4 presents is the top of the range at the Porsche models today. I actually like this much better than the new 992 interior. The PCM system, it's much better. Everything is much more cleaner, easier to navigate, and more focused towards the driving. Leather steering wheel, something that I really recommend as driving a convertible. I'm still struggling with all the particles and dust I get from the road into the Alcantara, and thank God I don't have that on the steering wheel. This looks absolutely extraordinary in Alcantara, but again needs to be clean. Perhaps I should have taken them in leather. But remember to option them out in leather or in Alcantara, because otherwise they will look very plastic when the top is down, which it should be 99% of the time. Another thing that I want to highlight is that you don't get the silver stitching on the steering wheel, which is really good. Black will keep it much cleaner, again easier to maintain. Otherwise, please keep this thought in your mind developing the new cars in the future Porsche. I love the bottom, easy to navigate. This is how it should be according to my wishes or prerequisites. I know I'm a dinosaur, but nevertheless. Pay attention how easy it is to get out of this car. Much easier than in comparison to the Taycan. And I have bucket seats. When I was facing the question which one to select, the 718 GT4 and Spyder, I admit I was a bit petrified. Will I lose some of the drivability chopping off the roof? I am so happy that Porsche Motorsport understand the true art of driving, making a proper GT car, but bringing in nature to the art of driving. Backing up. I'm done filming. Hopefully I got this now. Everything is still recording. 20 degrees. The first time I'm not wearing anything on my head. Actually, I think I should. And perhaps I should need to put sunblock on my face when I'm out driving this beauty.